The next question is on green paper. We do this to assist our sorting process. We're going to give you 20 minutes at each table to record your thoughts on this, and then for reporting to be a bit more systematic, we'll ask the scribe from even-numbered tables to come up here and share their thoughts with the audience out on the internet, but also here. The question that you are going to be addressing is a bit more challenging. What are the 3 most important academic or research programs the University of Maine System should create or expand to generate a relevant and well-educated workforce? So the top 3 in order to respond to the question of the day. Only the even-numbered tables are going to make an oral report. On this one, the odd-numbered gets the next, just because of time constraints. But again, recording on paper is immensely important because it allows us to have that to put together into a report. Now, I will call off, so if the scribes or spokespersons on tables 2, 4, 6, and 8 were to come forward and share with the group, I'll keep sort of tabs, 2, 4, 6, and 8. We could have those scribes come forward and make presentations. Try to keep it to about a minute each. So introduce yourselves as you do.
1 minute, okay. My name is Joel Johnson. I'm from the State Planning Office. We had a lively discussion at our table. We had some just general disagreement about whether we should really be creating new programs. We've been talking all day about breaking down walls. So what happens when we create a new program that's got a new name and a new silo? But on the other hand, there are maybe needs that should be addressed. So we had a lot of economists at our table, including myself. We obviously thought expanding economics would be a good idea. We had an idea for a new hospitality management. Leisure and hospitality, we're a tourism state. There was discussion about that. There was also some people who disagreed that we should be creating a new program that's leisure and hospitality. Maybe that should be something that is a concentration in a business in a business major. That was one idea. Let's see. So, and then what else do we have? The industry needs to get more involved in the academy and maybe help drive how our programs should bend and change to meet each other and address needs. Computer science came up, or just computer IT stuff in general. There was some criticism that some of the way that computers are taught formally in the academy is too theoretical, and that the people who are doing computer work in the professional sphere are actually learning on their own or doing more practical things. I don't know. I'm just shining the light of day on our conversation here. John had a good point about we should be maybe looking at the old agricultural cooperative extension model as something to extend out to other new industries. Thanks.
I'm Sue McCullough. I'm the director of the University of Maine Hutchison Center in Belfast. Our table felt that interdisciplinary majors such as professional science masters, or we created a new one that we call business engineer, might be places to start, and that these curricula should include things like communication, problem solving, working with diverse cultures in the curriculum. And we felt that rather than name specific programs, that we thought the curricula of these projected programs should contribute toward research and academic studies in renewable energy, climate change, and energy independence, while making use of our wonderful Maine resources and employing project-based problem-solving curricula to do that. The curricula also ought to include international cross-cultural studies to build on coastal Maine's century-old tradition of world trade. And none of that would be sustainable if we didn't focus on K through 16 education curricula as well.
John Henry, Dean of Enrollment Services at the University of Maine at Augusta. We said tourism, culinary, or hospitality management as well was the first thing that came to our minds, that here in the state called Vacation Land, I don't know that we have a bachelor's degree in a hospitality program anywhere in the state. We export those students to New Hampshire and beyond. So it may not happen by creation of a new academic program, but perhaps retooling an existing program. I know that we ought to be having something like that out there. Perhaps some research has been going on in that field, but we don't have an in-earnest program. We've got abundant opportunities for internships in those fields, of course. Second one we got into, well, related to that was the notion that we have so much local food, this organic movement, alternative healing, and we have an abundant source of sustainable renewable resources. So our second area was innovative or value-added use of natural resources. As it was mentioned this morning, there's a huge opportunity for me, and I think the governor addressed that this morning. And the third area was entrepreneurial training, creative economy, and an interdisciplinary approach to that, because regardless of whether a Maine person graduates in English or engineering or something in between, they will use that in their lifetime. I think, as Doug pointed out this morning, that we need to create more people entrepreneurial who will change careers in their lifespan. That's a given, and so we need to give them those tools at the front end.
I call up 10, 12, 14, 16. Just a quick comment. One of the things that's clear to me as I listen, we need spokespersons from those tables, unless those tables have combined 10, 12, 14, 16. I can't see numbers from here. Is that we have an internal communication problem. We just did an inventory and asked each of the campuses to tell us if there was a tourism or related major or minor available. Every single campus has one. And what we have to do, one of the things, is learn more about ourselves. So bring spokespersons up. John, are you a reporter? Come on up. Come on down. Not necessarily, we don't have to go in numerical order. Sure to introduce yourself.
I'm John Wright, and I'm Dean of the School of Applied Science, Engineering, and Technology at the University of Southern Maine. And we had a very good conversation. And a couple of things that are a little different than what we heard so far. We believe we ought to have a research program in aging gerontology to study, the environmental and health needs of senior citizens, particularly in my generation, so that you can help me when I get there. We also agree that we need to expand and continue to push forward on the alternative energy, sustainability, and environmental issues, that this great University of Maine, has really pushed forward on. That needs to go forward. It has so much potential. And then we also want to take a look at, we need to do a study on how we go ahead and find alternative ways for preparing nurses so we can expand that population and take care of all these senior citizens that are coming about. Thank you.
Thank you, Bill.